Hello, everyone. I don't know about you, but in this week's readings, I realized how helpful it was to put all these ideas together. Like, I've always been exposed to technology and I have used technology in the past for writing and speaking, but I have never been able to organize it and see how much more is there. One of the things that I got from these readings was that it depends on the instructor. Like, our job as an instructor, as a teacher, to make the right choices on what activities we're going to perform to foster their ability to write and speak in the second language. So we are the ones who have to make that choice, and as well as teaching them how to use this technology. But briefly, I'm going to summarize what we read, about writing. There are three major categories of technologies. Some of them I was more familiar with, for example, writing through blogs or through social media sites, as well as using Google Docs and Google Slides to collaborate. I'm actually going to show you, for those who are not familiar with, how to share the Google Slides, which is the same way that you would share and create Google Docs. The ones that I wasn't very familiar with were um, the writing evaluation systems. I see that we use one, in USF, but I have never used them for my classroom, and I would like to, learn more about how can I apply those and which are the ones that we can use for learning a second language. Also, the corpus-based tools, um, how to access, to examples of authentic language and how to use this in our classroom. I think most of us have probably been using it if you're already teaching, which is I never knew what it was called, and what are what are the activities that we can use with corpus-based tools such as researching, and researching information. Um, Also, regarding speaking, what about speaking? I think it was a really good way of putting all those theories and hypotheses that we have learned in other classes, and we put them together and how they apply, how they relate to technology and speaking. I think the socio-economical theory is one of the quotes that stick to my head was that language, either if it's first or second language, is always learned and used in a social setting. And that is so true when you're teaching a second language. Also, the concept of the negotiation of meaning um, in the interactionist hypothesis, where whenever learners or native speakers talk, they're negotiating meaning as well as they're realizing their deficiencies and how they need to work to correct them. And I think that is really important. They realize that they are more um, focused on how they can improve the learner, and this is related to the student-centered learning environment as well as the learner autonomy and making sure that the students are taking responsibilities for their own learning process, not that they have to learn by themselves. It's not like an independent learning or self-instruction, but just how they can take responsibility to improve, through activities such as that, like negotiation of meaning, realizing your deficiencies, and practicing. The teacher works as a guide. Also, here we talked about the cognitive perspectives of speaking proficiency, talking about accuracy, complexity, and fluency, and how it is hard to really um, realize what is the correct accuracy and what is the complexity. But I learned about some tools that can be used, online that can help you determine that by comparing it with the native speakers. I thought that was very useful. But like I said before, I wanted to show you really quickly how to use Google Slides to share if you're not familiar with it. If you are familiar with it, then you can stop now and go and watch another presentation. But if you're not familiar on how to create Google Slides, I would like to share that with you. So I'm going to get out of this slides and I'm going to go to the Google Slides. You can go Google Slides. You do need a Google account. And then we're going to go to create once you set up your account if you don't have one. And I highly suggest you do. Here you can add a blank Google slide and then you will have to title it. So I'm going to put share. We're going to title it. title it. It has to be titled before for you to be able to share it. And then, hola. And then you would go to the share button. Okay, right now it's private with me, and I'm going to share with my USF account. And I need to make sure that I put it that the other person can actually edit. And I love this because here you can actually share with the teacher, you as the instructor, you can say, okay, make sure that when you're working in your group, you share with the instructor, and then you can actually look into those documents. You're going to receive an email telling you that somebody shared this document with you, and you can make the changes. Then you send it, and then it's shared with one person. I'm going to go now to this drive. Okay. And oops, sorry. Maybe I could go here. Google Slides. How to change to my USF account. And I'm going to go to my drive. And if you go to share with me, that document should pop out. You see the document share. So I open it, and automatically, I have access to edit it because whoever created it allowed me to edit it. And as you can see, somebody else is there. This is my other document here. And now I can also chat with that person. You can talk with that person, and you can say, what are we going to add, and you can go back and forth communicating. There's one unread message. And this is how students can collaborate. It's flexible to access for editing. You can add links. Each person can see what the other one is working on. And for the teacher, it's very easy to give feedback. And especially if you have access to a tablet and iPad, you can go in there into your Google Slides, the ones that they turn in, or if you ask them to turn in a special platform like Google Classroom, you can access them there, and you can just circle what they need to, change as they're working on it, or at the end when they turn it in. So I hope you find this useful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. But